Lay it on thick. Crying baby upstairs. Not enough sleep for this. Okay, Oxford Half Marathon. Let's do this.
So on the selfie wall, we've got glass rush with a name pool. We've got
Livening up now. Half an hour till the start of the race. People are out everywhere. What a buzz! We're back on the race scene. So I'll update you as we go around. See you in a sec.
So one of the campaigns on we're doing at the moment is hashtag Move with Mayor Mark. So it's great to see so many people out and moving more. I just let these 12 pounds to one first.
It's hard. 2 miles in. Cheers. Peace, brother. Right. That's it. Huggins and Vince go for now. I don't think I'll be catching them. But I'll keep going. Stevo. 12 miles. Want to go? Come on.
finish! Christian Henderson, Innsbruck Rising, Simon Hart, ready, Roland Duncan, Nick, come on,
Hardest race I've ever done.
Yes.
Hardest.
I love seeing the support on the
Beers.
Okay, so obviously I'm back from the Oxford Half Marathon. I've had a whole of yesterday to reflect on the race and what happened on it, and been having a good think about it. And I thought I'd finish the video today, and I'm in the car again because the house is loud, so I just want to get this video done. So generally happy with the result. I'll talk about how I actually did in a moment, if you haven't seen my Strava already. There's a few things that I'll learn some hard lessons this weekend about running, and I'm kind of glad that this whole thing has happened, because it's made me really think about future races and future running and stuff like that, without overthinking it. I know it's nothing serious. It's just running at the end of the day. But I learned a lot of things this weekend about running and what you should and what you shouldn't do. There's a few things that I messed up on this for this run. Bad sleep the night before. Oh, just by the way, this is not a making excuses video, because I'm going to talk about the good points and the bad points here. Like I say, I'm happy with how it went in the end. But the things I got wrong was a terrible sleep the night before. It was not good. I don't know if I was excited about the race. As you know, I've got a baby in the house. I just couldn't settle down, and I had a really crap sleep before we went out, and we had to leave quite early to arrive there. So one thing that didn't go in my favour. Nutrition, I think I got good all the way up until the last hours. So I was eating well all week. I was carbing up like they do. I woke up, I had a bagel with peanut butter on it and a banana. So I had a peanut butter with bagel before I left the house, and then we got there, and it kind of took a long time to get going. There's so many people around and stuff. It took me a long time to actually get to the starting pen and stuff like that. And I had my banana probably an hour and 15 minutes before the race, and before we started I thought, I'm actually hungry. I was trying to fill up on gels and the jelly babies I got in my pouch, and it just, you don't want to start the race hungry. I know the idea is to have your the stores, the glycogen stores, they were full obviously, but I felt hungry before the race. That didn't feel like the right thing to do. You almost feel weak at the start, so I learned a lesson from that. I'll take food there and eat it a bit later. The 9 miler I went on Tuesday with Vince, I did that to give myself a little confidence boost, that I could actually go for that pace. And I did 9 miles going at around 9:42 pace. I felt like I had that in the bag, and maybe I give myself a bit too much overconfidence. But the idea of that run was to know that I can go quite far at that pace, and then I just got to try and make the last sort of 4 mile slog on it. But truth be told, I didn't recover from that properly. My legs were still aching on Saturday afternoon after work, and luckily I woke up on Sunday morning and those pains had gone in my legs. But just because the pains in my muscles had gone, it doesn't mean I wasn't fatigued still. And that definitely showed in the early stages. My body just died a death, and I'll talk about when that happened in the race. But the 9 miler was definitely pushing it too far. When you have a taper week, have a taper week. You don't lose your fitness. Have some confidence that you're going to do the pace that you know you can do, and don't do a silly run like that. Again, that's not an excuse, because Vince, who done it with me, he went round in 1 hour and 25.5 minutes or something, and he done that run with me Tuesday. But we're all different. I didn't recover. He obviously did, but that's something I've learned for next time. Do not go and push yourself like that at the last. So the race itself, I done the classic. Like I said, there was so many people at the start of it, and it was like sheep all piled into the pens there. We was a little bit concerned about trying to maybe break away and not, so you don't lose your pace on the first one. So we didn't. I put an a little video up that I took of my heart rate and the paces and stuff like that. And we actually got to the first miles were like 6:40 and stuff like that. So we got the paces where we want, and probably too fast, like as you do. Was weaving in and out. The whole thing was hectic. It felt like a police chase with Huggins and Vince, who I ran with. They was ahead. We was all keeping up with each other. But it was weaving, and it was really tiring first 5 miles. Again, them two was fine with it. In the end, it didn't do me any favours doing that. So if you just look at a little video I took of, after the race, you can see that my heart rate went up to 180 after 5 minutes. That is just not good. Okay, my new Training Peaks threshold is 179, so I should be able to run in like 175 odd for some time without completely using up all my energy sort of straight away. Okay, but as you can see there, I was in the 180s and that for far too long, and then after about 50 minutes, me being above my threshold, my body just couldn't take it, along with the fatigue that I had. I didn't give up, but my legs filled the lactic acid and all that. And that's the first time I've had that in ages, where I've had to, like, do you know what? I have to walk now. So I literally stopped. So if you can see at the end there, I had to stop like 5 to 6 times and just walk on the side. And I've not had to do that for a long time either, but I had no choice. With my heart being as high as it was at the start there, I just couldn't recover. It just weren't happening, and people were going, come on, Stevo, keep going. And the top man that I know from the butchers, I just randomly bumped into someone that I serve at the butchers, and he sort of pulled me along there, and I'll thank him for that when I see him next. And he got me round there. He said, just don't stop running. Good old boy. I appreciate that a lot, and I love the spirit of everyone there on the side. It's excellent. But that was a big mistake from me. Starting too fast. I had to let Chris, Huggins and Vince go in the end, because I just couldn't keep up. Even though I could on Tuesday, I just couldn't manage that, and I would have ended up not even finishing the race. So I slowed up, done walk breaks. I stopped to make sure I drank the water, because I just felt like I just needed the water and the nutrition and stuff that was there. Yeah, it was a bit of a nightmare after that. I spilt a gel. I opened a gel up and it folded in my hand and went all over my GoPro when I was trying to record. All in my pouch was sticky. Just the whole thing was a nightmare the second half of that race. But that's all the bad points anyway. The good points is we're back on the races again, and there's a buzz for the day. I loved it. I can't wait for the next one. I'm going to book up some more now. We all are. We're going to get Milton Keynes and all that and get it going again. It was great to be back and everyone in there not worrying about COVID and all that sort of stuff. It was just, everything just felt normal again, and I absolutely loved the day, and it's a brilliant event. Secondly, my new trainers, I put a little picture on here. they felt absolutely brilliant. Those trainers were comfortable. They weren't as hot as they was when I went out on the night on that 9 miler on Tuesday. So far, so good. And I got a video to come, and I'm gonna try and do my first ever proper shoe review on those if I can. So keep a lookout for that one. One good point about this, I learned more from this race than I have on any run of my whole entire life, and it's made me just take a step back now and just think about that I need to run my own race. Okay, we all, us three, went there saying we'll stick with each other, but I was going to hold them back, and I felt like I needed to stay with them for too long. So I need to know that you don't have to all finish at the same time. I've got a little sneaky feeling that I still might be able to get close to getting the sub 130, even though I didn't that day. But I need to, if I got to say that the average that we was going to go round at, I think I might have been quite a fair bit closer. So again, it's no excuses, and those boys done great, but I need to maybe follow my own plan to know what works for me, okay, because we're not all the same. Yeah, so it's a reality check. Things don't always go to plan on race day and stuff like that, and is definitely a good sort of learning point for me. So the other good news is I didn't sub 130 like I said, but I did get a new PB by only 23 seconds, but a PB is a PB, and I'm gonna milk it as much as I can. I went running 1 hour 33 and 34 seconds, 23 seconds faster than the last one I did. But I'm still confident, because bear in mind I stopped and walked a lot of times on that race. I don't even know how many, maybe 5 or 6 times I stopped for water. My last PB I didn't stop at all, I ran the whole thing. So knowing that I stopped that many times and still not 23 seconds off gives me a lot of hope that I can still break that 130 milestone. I'm definitely not going to rush out and be doing it. I've got a marathon to think about now, but when I get my next opportunity after that, I'm going to go out probably by myself and just try and make it happen. The whole point is this channel is all about an honest view of someone. I'm not only going to talk about when I've sort of had achievements, I'm going to talk when things haven't worked as well, and that's the whole idea of it. I love learning about the running, and I would have made this video even if I didn't not finish, or if I got took away in an ambulance, I would have still made a video and said, oh man, I messed up today and I got taken away in an ambulance. But whatever the outcome, I'll bring it to you how we did, because we're all human, and I want to be as transparent as we can. You know, it's not an easy journey, but it's one that you can make work if you really knuckle down and give it your all. So lastly, well done to everyone that was there and finished. There was 13,000 people in there, and I've come like 550th out of 13,000. So when you say it like that, it don't sound too terrible. But really well done to Huggins and Vince, who I've been training with. They've done it in 1 hour and 25 and 30 seconds or something like that. It's just unbelievable, and that is somewhere I don't think I'd ever get to. But that is just, those boys are just like Terminator 4 and Terminator 5 between them. Mikey as well was going for his 2 hour mark. He'd done 2 hour and 4, but he twisted his ankle quite badly on about 9 miles or so, and had to pretty much limp back. So fair play to you, mate. You're doing really well, and I'm chuffed for you on that day. And everyone else that was there raising money, stuff like that. It was just fantastic to see everyone again, and the event being such a good one. So that's pretty much it for me. Back onto training now for the marathon in the end of November in Reading. I am with Vincent Huggins again there, so we have to make a plan and try and get the best we can out of that, and just make sure we get to the end, basically. So learning curve is there. I've had lots to think about now, and I'm really glad that weekend went how it did, because it's just made me switch on again now and get back to what I know. All right, so thanks for joining me. This is Stevo Runs channel. Please hit subscribe at the bottom and follow the journey. And yeah, look at my Strava as well, Stevo Runs. I've got Instagram and all that stuff if you're interested in that too. So I appreciate you following along and taking time to watch videos. All right, see you next time. Stevo Runs.